TK Shara had made many questionable decisions in her 23 cycles of life, but volunteering for the Terran Defense Force's Xenomorph Integration Program might have been the worst. The Valerian anthropologist had thought embedding herself with human soldiers would provide fascinating research data for her dissertation on Deathworlder psychology. She had imagined observing from a safe distance, taking notes, perhaps conducting interviews. She had not imagined being handed a rifle and told to keep up. "Move, move, move!" Sergeant Davis bellowed as the transport shook from incoming fire. TK Shara's 4 legs scrambled for purchase on the deck plating, her breathing apparatus working overtime. Around her, human soldiers checked weapons with casual efficiency, their faces painted with strange camouflage patterns. Private Chen, barely out of adolescence by human standards, noticed her distress. "First drop, Doc." TK Shara's translator chip converted her chittering into standard. "I'm an observer. I'm not supposed to be in actual combat." Chen laughed. Actually laughed. "Yeah, nobody told the Krellian raiders that. They don't really respect academic credentials." The transport's rear door exploded open, revealing a hostile alien landscape under 3 suns. The human soldiers didn't hesitate. They simply ran into hell, and TK Shara found herself swept along in their wake. The first thing she noticed was the noise. Her species conducted warfare through calculated, minimal force engagements. Humans fought like their entire world was ending. Explosions. Screaming. The constant bark of projectile weapons. And through it all, the humans kept talking. Contact left. Suppressing fire, go go go. "Chen, you owe me 20 credits if we make it out. Make it 50 and I'll buy first round." They were joking. In the middle of combat. TK Shara pressed herself behind a boulder, her primary heart racing while her secondary heart struggled to keep pace. A plasma bolt superheated the rock above her head, and she whimpered. Sergeant Davis dove into cover beside her, breathing hard but grinning. "You good, Doc?" "I'm going to die. This is how I die." "Nah." Davis reloaded with practiced ease. "You're with the 2nd Battalion. We're way too stubborn to let a brain box like you get killed. Bad for morale." Before TK Shara could respond, Davis was up and moving again, laying down covering fire for advancing squad mates. TK Shara watched in horrified fascination as Corporal Okafor, who had told her yesterday about his daughter's first day of school, charged an enemy position that any sane species would have called suicide. He made it. Somehow, impossibly, he made it. The battle lasted 3 hours. To TK Shara, it felt like 3 cycles. When the dust finally settled, she sat trembling while human medics moved among the wounded. She watched Private Chen, the boy who'd joked with her in the transport, carefully bandaging a Krellian prisoner's wounds despite the fact that same prisoner had been trying to kill him minutes ago. "Why?" TK Shara asked him, her voice barely above a whisper. "Why are you helping the enemy?" Chen looked at her with eyes far older than his years. "Because the fighting's over. He's not my enemy anymore. He's just someone who needs help." That night, in the temporary camp, TK Shara sat around a fire with humans who had survived what should have been unsurvivable. They passed around something called coffee, a bitter stimulant that apparently helped with exhaustion, and told stories. Not about the battle. About home. About families. About a cat named Mr. Whiskers who kept stealing socks. Sergeant Davis noticed her taking notes. "Getting good material, Doc?" TK Shara set down her datapad. "I came here to study why humans are such effective soldiers. To understand the Deathworlder mentality. And? I was asking the wrong question." She gestured around the circle. "You're not effective because you're from a death world. You're effective because you refuse to let it make you into monsters. You joke in combat because laughter keeps you sane. You protect each other because isolation would destroy you. You show mercy because cruelty would mean your world won. Davis was quiet for a moment, then raised his coffee cup. To Doc, who finally gets it. The others raised their cups in salute. TK Shara raised her own, the bitter liquid burning her throat, and understood something her professors had never taught her. Humans weren't terrifying because they came from a world that tried to kill them. They were terrifying because they came from a world that tried to kill them, and they chose kindness anyway. They chose humor. They chose compassion. Not because it was easy, but because the alternative was becoming the very thing their death world would have made them. 3 months later, TK Shara completed her dissertation. The title page read, Humanity, the Only Species That Weaponized Hope. She submitted it wearing her Terran Defense Forces uniform, with Sergeant Davis's unit patch on her shoulder and a coffee mug on her desk that read, 2nd Battalion, we adopted an alien and all we got was this awesome anthropologist. Her professors were scandalized. Her dissertation went viral across the galaxy. And somewhere on a forward operating base, human soldiers raised their coffee cups to the Doc who'd seen them at their worst and understood them at their best.